y'all ready for some next level stuff? Well, guess what? We're going there.
In January, we're going to make a major transition. Yes, a major transition. We're going to welcome our new pastor.
I am super excited that Pastor Lamar is joining our church family because it kind of feels like this epic Olympic torch handoff, like the perfect handoff.
I'm really excited to have Lamar and his family to become part of Tri-Cities Church. We are all about people, and so is he.
And I think the entire process convinced me that Lamar was a good fit.
He kept saying, my prayer is that God would put me where he can get the most out of me. It shows that it's not about him, and he just wants to be in a place where he can serve and be used.
The tipping point for me was when he began to answer questions about his preaching style. And he began to describe that preaching is a spiritual giftedness, it's a calling, but it's also a craft that takes a lot of work and development. And we asked Lamar how many hours a week he spent on preparing for a sermon. And he looks at us and just bluntly said, 20 to 30 hours a week on average, some weeks more. At that point, I knew Lamar was a good fit because he saw the importance of preaching, the power of preaching, the work that preaching takes. And I think the pulpit will be well served at Tri-Cities Church with Lamar at the mantle.
I remember his answer when we asked him what was the primary responsibility for a pastor. He said that the primary responsibility was 1, to set a healthy example for the church, and 2, mobilize the church to action.
I found myself in the interview with him. I was taking notes that were supposed to be interview notes, and next thing I knew, there was 5 pages full in my notebook, and I got excited because I said to myself, I've got to come back and reread these because there's so much that I can learn from them.
I don't have enough t-shirts in my wardrobe to be able to communicate all the ways that I'm excited about Lamar joining Tri-Cities Church as the lead pastor. But one thing I will say that stands out is his experience and passion for leading a teen ministry and the potential influence he can have on developing that area of need.
I also appreciate his desire for the local church to have a distinct voice and reconnect with socially conscious movements that typically operate outside of the church.
His goal is to create a learning culture that enables the church to grow, mature, and then go out into the world and be fruitful.
The thing that gets me the most pumped about Lamar being our pastor is that he'll be adding an entirely new layer to our value of diversity. You'll learn more about this in the upcoming weeks about his focus on the other and how his own personal journey led him to think about diversity in different terms. I'm especially excited because my daughter Jillian and others like her now have a voice and an advocate for inclusion right here that makes our church, as well as other churches, more accessible and inclusive. Tri-Cities Church, let's make the Hardwick family feel welcome by being the same authentic, generous community that I know and love.
He just strikes me as a wise man with a lot of experience and is just very thoughtful and deliberate about the way he leads.
When you hear about his story, hear about how he's been walking and leading people in faith, it just already embodies the values that we embrace as a church. And Kim and Wesley have so graciously and generously and faithfully walked side by side in this journey with us. And it really feels like Pastor Lamar is going to be that kind of leader as well.
What's up, Tri-Cities Church? This is Lamar. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to the entire leadership team and search team at Tri-Cities Church. They were phenomenal. Listen, my family and I are super excited about the opportunity to join your great church and your great community as we partner together for Jesus Christ. In just a few weeks, we'll be there joining you, and we look forward to all the great and phenomenal things that God's going to do as we partner together. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Peace.